When did this equation become like that? When did you all hit it off?
He's actually 1 day younger than me. I'm 20th September 82, he's 29th September 82. So we had a lot of common factors and we just hit it off, and he narrated a couple of ideas to me and all of them were great. But thankfully we chose Tu Jhoothi Main Makkaar.
I have believed that a good film will work.
But having said that, there is a correction happening in the film industry right now for sure.
Correction in terms of?
Like I'm saying, I'm a working actor, even Alia's a working actor. There are not many films happening right now. Maybe the film industry needed this to come out of it stronger. But the intention of everybody is very pure and everybody wants to make good films. Everybody wants to work hard. So I'm very optimistic about it.
People say he's very detached. Now once he's done with the shoot, he can detach and be away from hits and flops, this whole thing. You tell me, what do they mean when they say something like that? Is it detached?
I don't think he's detached.
Okay.
I think he's balanced.
Ranbir, how has life changed after becoming a dad?
Everything has changed. I don't know exactly how to put it in words because it's just 4 months old. But it's changed for the better. It's magical, it's beautiful, and I'm very excited for this journey.
Everybody's talking about Karthik's cameo. You both tell me, what can you all tell me?
It's not there.
हाँ कसम?
Khan Kasam, yeah.
फिल्म की?
Oh my God.
तो फिर क्यों पूछा किसकी?
अरे मतलब
अगर मैं बोलता कॉफी की तो तू ले लेता?
नहीं.
Hi guys, this is Ranbir Kapoor and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
Ranbir, love, welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
His name is Lavesh actually.
Lavesh, welcome
Yes.
to Bollywood Hungama. When did this happen?
When he was born.
Achha. He's nodding his head.
Imagine
He was so embarrassed by his name that उसने एश निकाल
Imagine
दिया.
how bored he is.
Lavesh. Lavesh Ranjan.
When did this equation become like that? When did you all hit it off?
I think the first day itself, when we met, I remember we met at Land's End, and I had seen Pyar Ka Panchnama too, and I really admired his work. I really liked the films he made. So I think he had that admiration for me also. So there was a mutual admiration that we both had for each other's work, and when I met him, I instantly gelled with him as a person. I liked his mind space. I liked the fact that he was passionate, he was hungry, he was somebody. He's actually 1 day younger than me. I'm 20th September 82, he's 29th September 82. So we had a lot of common factors and we just hit it off, and he narrated a couple of ideas to me and all of them were great. I would have been a part of all of them. But thankfully we chose Tu Jhoothi Main Makkaar. It's a space it's a genre that I was kind of done with. I didn't want to do a film of this genre anymore because I felt I have also overdone it. Also, people that were offering me films of this nature, nothing was exciting enough. So I thought maybe ideas have run out. Maybe the genre is dead. But he really had a fresh perspective to it. I really like his tone that he's added in a rom-com. So everything just kind of fell into place magically.
Right.
And I'm happy that we're sitting here now talking about it.
Right.
Attitude से क्या देख रहा है? हाँ?
प्यार से देख
प्यार से, प्यार से.
कैसे देख रहा था?
यार, वो
Lavesh, I'll ask
Yes.
you now. You know him at a different level than all of us. You all have worked together. Everybody says different things when we ask about him. People say he's very detached. Once he's done with the shoot, he's detached. He can detach and be away from hits and flops, this whole thing. Nothing affects him. You tell me, what do they mean when they say something like that? Is he detached, do you think?
See, I think he's detached in the sense that he has, I think, trained his mind not to react to anything in an extreme manner.
Okay.
It's not like if his film fails, he doesn't feel loss, but he doesn't brood over it beyond a certain point.
Okay.
Right? And when he sees success, it's not that he doesn't feel joy, but he does it in a certain amount of balance. So I don't think he's detached. I
Okay.
think he's balanced.
He's balanced. Right.
Yeah, I think over the years I kind of cultivated it because being in the movies is a game of mini heartbreaks. You know, you invest so much of your time, of your life, years, so much of yourself you put in, and if you're so invested in it and it's so result based, that somewhere you have to kind of have a little bit of distance from it. It's easier for me because I'm an actor, but I think for a director it's very different because they kind of just live on just one thing. But I think what he's saying is probably right. Over the years I have trained myself, because it's an occupational hazard, to kind of be a little distant from the result of my films.
Right. Is it easy? Because, you know, when success comes, it comes at such a magnitude that, you know, it's coming from everywhere. Whoever is meeting you saying, kya picture hai, kya role hai, you're looking good. How does one detach from that? That's so easy to get carried away.
I think from the very onset, I've been more comfortable with criticism than compliments. I don't take compliments too seriously. Of course, you feel nice. You cannot deny that. But you know, after a point that, you know, it's all relative to your last release. Every Friday, things change, your destiny changes, everything changes. So you can't take it too seriously. At the same time, don't moan too much about your failures and loss. You need to pick yourself up, you need to work harder, you need to make smarter choices. And it's also a luck-based game, right? So it's not just, everything is not just your fault.
Right. You know, industry is going through a turmoil of a different kind. You know, even as journalists who have covered this for many years, we don't know what's next. Suddenly a Pathan comes, everybody is celebrating, saying, ab sab log theatre wapas jayenge. Then 2 films come, they don't work. What is the mind space of a director who has a release and hearing all these different versions?
See, in the last 1.5 years,
Right.
I have believed that a good film will work.
Okay.
And good films have worked. So what I feel is that today is the time when if you deliver a good product,
Right.
it'll over-index. And if you deliver an average product, it'll under-index. Earlier we used to have a certain sense of a guarantee that a film of this size would do this business.
Right.
Now there are no guarantees. If people like what you have done, they'll give you more love than they used to give.
Right.
Which no one is talking about.
Correct.
Unfortunately. And if they don't like what you have done, then they'll be totally indifferent to you.
But having said that, there is a correction happening in the film industry right now, for sure.
Correction in terms of?
Like I'm saying, I'm a working actor, even Alia is a working actor. There are not many films happening right now. I think everybody has kind of stepped back, you know, to understand actor fees, budgets, the kind of films that we are making. Apart from the maths, I think even creativity, you know, somewhere there was a confusion on what kind of films audience wants to see, what kind of films filmmakers want to make. So I think there is a very, maybe the film industry needed this to come out of it stronger. But the intention of everybody is very pure and everybody wants to make good films, everybody wants to work hard. So I'm very optimistic about it.
Right. You know, when you said ki good films will work, there have been good films that have not worked in the cinemas. The minute they came on OTT, it was trending and people are saying ki wow, bahut maza aaya, why people didn't go.
So, okay, so when I say good films, when we with respect to business,
Right.
what I mean is good films for theatres.
Okay. Good film for theatres, right.
Right. So we have come to a point because of OTT where we have to make that clear in our heads that, you know, there is a good film for theatres, there is a good film for OTT, and they are two separate things. We are not judging the quality of the film.
Right.
Right. We are how we are judging it is that whether it's good for theatres or not.
Right. That's a different thing now. Yeah.
That you have to consider now.
Right.
Because there is an option.
Right.
Like for example, when Zomato, Swiggy, all these apps started, right? So now there is a, you know, in your head you have a demarcation that this is a restaurant that you'll go out to dine at, and this is a restaurant that you'll, you know, order food from.
Right.
So that division,
that's a good comparison, right?
Yeah, that distinction you have to decide.
And both are lovely experiences.
Both are
Yes.
different experiences,
You know?
right? Yeah.
Doesn't mean that people will stop going to restaurants just
Right.
because they can order the same food at home. But they'll choose which one to go to.
Correct. What came first, the idea of working with Ranbir or the story came first and then you approached him?
I have always liked him as an actor, loved him as an actor, and he probably has been the only actor, only star, like, you know, how they tag it, branded, who I have wanted to work with.
Right.
It has nothing to do with him being a star. I've always loved his work.
Right.
From the time that I saw the Savaria trailer, I've loved him. So the idea of working with him came first, and then we discussed a few subjects,
Right.
and we just ended up working together.
But I remember, like, in our first meeting, I think in his head, he had a certain perception of, I don't like to use the word star, but I guess actors who have a certain standing in the film industry or who have done a body of work, that he came with the perception that these guys are probably not
See, because
cool.
I had always worked with newcomers,
Right,
right?
yeah.
And I had always wanted to make films the way I wanted to make films.
You thought stars come with a baggage?
Right.
Yeah.
And so when we discussed also, and that's one of the first things that I told him, that I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it in the sense that I don't know how to collaborate with a star. and
Which I didn't
handle the-
understand, because how do you collaborate with a star?
So I didn't. basically what I was trying to tell him was that I don't know how to handle the baggage. I have no interest in handling the baggage.
Right.
Okay, and the great thing was that he has no baggage.
Right. He's not that. Yeah. True. Again, this perception is again, do you think this must be holding people from approaching you?
No, I'm quite approachable, I think I'm quite approachable.
Ask the journalists.
Maybe not, during the marketing time, but like for filmmakers, for the longest time, I've never had a manager. I've had a secretary who does my dates. But otherwise, whoever wants to meet me or give me a narration, people directly message me. I've never worked through PR. I've never had certain aspects which usually keeps an actor away from meeting people. So I've had quite a good experience in meeting new people and hearing their ideas. So in my understanding, I'm quite approachable.
That's how we met.
That's how you all met. Right.
Because there was no manager involved. There was nothing. We just exchanged messages. We had a meeting, started meeting. Right. So that's what I mean when I say that he has no baggage.
No baggage. Right. Ranbir, how has life changed after becoming a dad?
Everything has changed. I don't know exactly how to put it in words because it's just 4 months old. But it's changed for the better. It's magical, it's beautiful, and I'm very excited for this journey.
And lastly, you tell me, everybody's talking about Karthik's cameo. You both tell me, what can you all tell me?
It's not there.
हाँ कसम?
हाँ कसम, yeah.
फिल्म की?
तो पता है मैं कसम में नहीं मानता.
तो फिर क्यों पूछा किसकी?
अरे मतलब
अगर मैं बोलता कॉफी की तो तू ले लेता?
Right.
So we don't know yet.
So you don't know. He's saying no. You're saying you don't know.
Because he says he feels that I've shot it without him.
I think, because even I read about it, I was like, ये कब आया?
Right.
I mean, it'll be cool if he has, but he's saying he's not.
Right. ठीक है, चलो, we'll wait and watch. But from the trailer, from everything, the buzz that you all have, everything going for it, I genuinely hope this does very well.
Thank you.
Hi guys, this is Ranbir Kapoor and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.